Hi guys, welcome to the Fearless Weekly Energy Update for the week of February 14th to the 20th. Yes, today is Valentine's Day. It is Sunday. In celebration of Valentine's Day, just to share the love with you guys, I have all of my astrology readings and tarot readings and spiritual counseling sessions are all 20% off this week. I also have, so you can get like a 30-minute reading, you can get a full astrology reading, a healing and purpose astrology reading, even the Love Soul astrology reading. I have 2 spots available left for the Love Soul one. The Love Soul reading is not like synastry or composite. It's about where or how you might meet your partner. Sorry, Mercury retrograde is doing some things to me. We'll talk about that in a minute, but so the love soul is more about like where or how you'll meet your partner and what you need to do to heal yourself. We're going to look at several aspects. But really like meeting your divine partner is about healing yourself first and raising your vibration. And that's what I'm here to help you guys with. So that's what the Love Soul reading is about. It's an astrology reading, which is pretty cool. That's the last 2 spots are 20% off for that. So everything on my website, even Reiki, if you need to do some long distance Reiki, if this energy is getting to you a little bit, it's all 20% off. So that's available until next Saturday. So February 20th will be the cutoff for that. And all of that is in the description box. Use the code Fearless20 and you just go to my website, book a session. You can book right there on the calendar. We also have Love Soul gear still available in the merchandise shop. So I hope Mercury retrograde is treating you guys okay. I had a really interesting thing happen to me this last week. I was forced to slow down. The universe literally forced me to slow down. I tripped in my kitchen, and my kitchen is like it's the hard tile, like the cement tile, I don't even know what it's called, but anyways, it's the hard tile. So, and my whole right side was just like all out of whack for a couple of days, and it's feeling better. I think today's the first day that I've actually done work since it happened on Thursday. So yeah, it's feeling a little bit better, but man, Mercury retrograde, like if you're not slowing down right now, and it's only retrograde until the 21st. So next Sunday, or actually Saturday is the day on the 20th is when it stations direct and Mercury starts moving forward again on the 21st, or starts directing itself going forward again on the 21st. So we only have a week of it left, but there are some pretty big lessons that Mercury retrograde, it's teaching me for sure. I don't know about you guys, but really learning to slow down and trusting. Like there's a big thing about trusting the universe when you do have to slow down, because we all feel like we have to get things done like yesterday, right? This week coming up is going to be a really big shift of energy for the collective, not just on a personal level, but it's going to be a really big, it's right up there with the Saturn and Pluto conjunction that we had in 2020, the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction that we had at the beginning of this year. This is right up there with it. And this is actually going to be spanning this energy because Saturn and Uranus are squaring this week exact, but we've already been feeling it. There's this lead up to it, and you can tell because nobody wants to be told what to do right now. Even the people that are I don't want to call them in the wrong, because if you're living in your truth, then that's not wrong. It may look wrong to somebody else, but not necessarily to you. But if you're not living within your integrity and your truth, that can be deemed as wrong. But that's sort of what this Saturn square Uranus is happening. It's going to be doing to us. And again, that energy, like we're going to be within the 5 degrees or even 2 degrees of it for the next couple of weeks. And we've already been leading up to it. So we've already been feeling that. And a lot of people were talking last week about like how everybody was so angry and frustrated and all of that. And yes, the Mercury square Mars had a lot to do with that, the anger and the frustrations and that. But I feel like this is what the Saturn and Uranus thing is doing. I'm noticing that instead of bringing people together, it's dividing people again. Like, but it's dividing people within their own groups. Like, for example, we have a whole bunch of new social media things that are coming out, or people are creating exclusive clubs on different social media apps. And it's really, really divided, because it's, first of all, it's the same people that, you know what I mean? It's like, it's very strange how they're doing it, but they're making it like people are making themselves be really exclusive, or there's this need to have community, but only have community with people that are like-minded individuals. Like, where are we expanding ourselves with this energy? And that's really the question that I want you to ask yourself. Are you allowing yourself to stay in like the same group and the same mindset and the same like-minded individuals and all of that? Or are you allowing yourself to expand outside of the group setting and be an individual too, and have your own thoughts and have your own ideas and learn new things? Because when we expand ourselves outside of our friend group, or we expand ourselves outside of something that we already know, we learn more, we grow, we evolve, we can see the other side of things. But this Saturn-Uranus square that's happening, this is really all about breaking away from old traditions. And I think that people are starting to create that idea within themselves on like what do I consider old traditions? Because for some of us, we consider, you know, the old traditions of like marriage and stuff. Like, you can tell that the idea of a traditional marriage, especially with millennials, is not the same as it was for, say, like the Pluto and Leo generation or the Pluto and Virgo generation, where, well, and actually it's more of the Pluto and Cancer generation and Pluto and Leo generation, where divorce was very taboo, and if you were to get divorced, then it would be something bad. So, but this kind of square that's happening is taking traditions like that and changing our mindset and making us realize that, you know, we don't need a piece of paper to be able to tell somebody that we care about them, or we don't need to be brought together and then have the government in charge of, you know, it's very much like pulling yourself away from the government part of things and creating new traditions. And I feel like with the future generations that we have that are, you know, growing up now, like my youngest son who's 7, they're really going to be the ones that benefit from the changes that we're making right now. And then their children, like my 7-year-old's children, once he has them, they'll really be benefiting too. So I would like to challenge all of us to make sure that when we are shifting these traditions, we're not doing it out of spite, and we're not doing it out of ego, and we're not doing it out of because we don't want to be told what to do. Because Saturn square Uranus is a very, I'm not going to do what you tell me to, like, you're not the boss of me, you're not the authority of me. So when we're looking at changing these traditions and wanting to do better and wanting to shift, we really need to be able to look at it like what is the motivation behind it? Are we doing this because we just don't want, you know, we want to pout and sit in the corner and be like, it's my turn to be heard? Or are we going to do it out of love? Are we going to allow ourselves to make sure that we are broadening our horizons and we are looking outside of ourselves and outside of our friend groups and really making an impact in bigger ways and not so selfishly? I hope that made sense. And now that we've kind of like gone through the introduction of what the next couple of weeks, like, and that's the thing is like the next couple of weeks, sure, we're going to be under this energy for the next couple of weeks, but this energy is going to be going, like what we do during this time is literally going to change the world for generations after us. So that's why I'm saying, like, don't do it selfishly. Don't do it. Don't, you know, shift your perspective and change all of the things because based on what you want out of life, think about the ones that are coming after us and what they need from us and all of that. So, but I really do think that the whole collective is going to be shifting in a pretty big way. And I'm really interested to see how this is all going to happen. So let's go day to day. Sunday the 14th is Valentine's Day. The moon is in Aries, which is nice when, you know, having a nice fiery moon while we're on Valentine's Day. Mercury is conjunct Jupiter on Valentine's Day, which is like an overzealous, like anything is possible kind of energy. So it's really kind of nice. And what's funny is this energy, it kind of depends on where you are right now in your life. Like if you are single and you're thriving and you're really glad you're single and all of this, you know, I mean, because it's possible to be really glad to be single. Trust me, I was like that for 2 years. But when you know your truth and know who you are and know all of that about yourself, this energy can really make you feel alive, and it can make you feel like getting things done. It can make you feel like really treating yourself well. But there's a spark in the air on Sunday. There's definitely this spark. And Mercury is also squaring Lilith. So there's probably going to be a lot of deep natural sexual drive and sexual feelings that are coming up on Valentine's Day too. It's really actually a very nice energy for Valentine's Day. Hopefully people behave. I know that the last couple of weeks have been a little bit wild. Not everybody is on their best behavior right now. So hopefully Sunday turns out really well and you stay on your best behavior. Monday, the moon is going to be in Aries as well, sextiling Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus. This is actually a really great start to the week because we sort of get just like a spark to move forward when the Aries moon is sextiling all of these, you know, these planets that help us to feel good. We can have this emotional security or this emotional well-being or this, you know, and so that's a really good way to start the week. Tuesday, the moon is also in Aries. The moon is going to square Pluto right before, squaring Pluto and sextiling the sun in Aquarius right before it shifts into Taurus. Jupiter is also going to be squaring Lilith that day as well. So there's a really deep introspective healing moment. This might even happen, like really pay attention to your dreams, I guess, like Monday night into Tuesday, really pay attention to your dreams. I think that there's going to be a lot of stuff that's in our subconscious that's going to be revealed to us at the beginning of the week. And I'm not a big dreamer. I don't dream much, but I have been dreaming a little bit more lately. And I think it's just all of this Aquarius energy and everybody's a little bit frazzled and like their nerves are all fried now from being in this air energy for too long. So I have actually been dreaming a lot more than I normally do. So the beginning of the week is going to kind of, with the moon in Aries, is going to be sort of a good catalyst to get us through the rest of the week. The moon shifts into Taurus, and then on Wednesday, the moon in Taurus will be conjunct Saturn, and Saturn will be square Uranus exact on Wednesday. So that's when, you know, it might feel kind of heavy, especially with that Taurus moon. I mean, we're going to have some pretty heavy Taurus moons with Saturn in Aquarius. Think when the moon would go into Aries when Saturn was in Capricorn, and we would square off with that energy. But now with the moon being in Taurus and having a moon in Taurus, it's you know, if you're not used to that energy, it's sort of like walking through quicksand. Like, you know, people that have their moons in Taurus are really good nappers. Like they can nap really well. They're like professional nappers, but it might feel a little bit heavy. And you're really not going to want to be told what to do. Like when people, you know, like know-it-alls, and you know who I'm talking about in your life, those know-it-alls that like to show up and tell you what to do or tell you how to live your life, that you're just not going to stand for it anymore. And what's really funny is people are so expressive right now with all of this Aquarius energy. People are so expressive that they can't, that it's inevitable. Right? Like expressing yourself and saying all the words are going to be really, really inevitable. But just remembering to stay diplomatic, remembering what your truth is, remembering that this isn't about a power play. It's going to feel like it's about a power play, but this isn't about a power play. Anybody that tries to push your buttons or anybody that tries to tell you what to do, the most mature thing for all of us to do right now is to not react, you know, and really learning how to detach yourself from all of that. Oh, and I am having another Mastering Detachment class in March, and that's available to register as well. The last Mastering Detachment class was amazing. And so like if you're having a hard time letting go, if you're having a hard time finding closure in your life, if you're having a hard time not getting triggered by the way things are being said to you or the way people are acting right now, this Mastering Detachment class is going to be amazing. So, and that it'll be perfect for you, and you're going to get plenty of tools and knowledge to allow yourself to see the perspective that it's really not personal. It might feel personal, and we talk about that. Like, why does it feel personal when it actually isn't personal? And we'll definitely get into all of that. So that's available. The information is in the description box. But yeah, so really making sure that you're being diplomatic, really making sure that you are standing in your truth. Things will eventually change. And so we have to really allow ourselves to trust our own. I mean, really all I can say is like, we have to really trust our own constitution, our own truth, and remember that not everybody is going to agree with you, and not everybody is going to be on board with what you're on board with. Okay. And not taking it personally is going to be huge. All right. So, and then we shift into Thursday, still under this umbrella of energy. Now, I want you to keep that in mind as we keep on talking about this. So we came into the week under the umbrella of Saturn square Uranus, and we're going into the next week as well with Saturn square Uranus, just kind of hovering over there. So everything is going to be changing, and I really want you to watch, because this is going to be a collective change, but I want you to watch how things start shifting in your own personal sphere, in your own life, right? And the energy around you, and how all of that is also evolving and also changing with this energy. Because yes, it's collective, but in some way it will be shifting your own personal experience as well. So then we move on to Thursday, which is the 18th. So that happens on Wednesday the 17th, the square exact. And all of this will be in the description box as well, day to day. All the big transits that I talk about, it'll be in the description box if you want day to day. Okay, so Thursday the 18th, starts Pisces season. So the sun moves into Pisces. This is going to be a month of really feeling ourselves, feeling through things, using our intuition instead of logic. This is not so much about getting things accomplished as it is about getting things done. This is really about allowing yourself to flow. A lot of people have a hard time in Pisces season because they want to push things to get done. And I think this Pisces season is actually going to be really, really different than it has been in the past. And the reason why is because of all the stuff we had to go through in 2020. 2020 literally taught us that if we didn't flow with what was going on, then we were just going to be anxious, and we were just going to be distraught, and it was going to be really painful to get through everything. But if we went with the flow, if we saw how we needed to remove things out of our life to make room for other things, if we allowed ourselves to keep moving forward despite everything that was doing its, the best to push us all down, right? But moving into this Pisces season, I think more of us are really on that tip about flowing now, and not necessarily forcing the energy to be a certain way or forcing the situation to be a certain way. But if you find yourself moving into Pisces season and it's really hard for you to listen to your intuition, this is going to be a great month for you to journal. This is going to be a great month for you to do a lot of meditation. This is going to be a really great month for you to create a new sense of peace within yourself. There's going to be a few things that are happening within Pisces season, but this is all about the imagination, and it's all about the intuitive flow. That doesn't mean that you're not going to work hard, right? And I don't even like to say work hard. Like when it comes to healing ourselves and leveling up and going through evolution, I think the word work is kind of too harsh. So just like allowing yourself to experience things in a way that brings you joy and happiness, and not necessarily constantly looking for the negative side of stuff. Pisces season can also, bring about a feeling of not feeling worthy enough, or having more self-pity. Like if you're in that place in your life right now where things are really, really difficult for you to comprehend, and your perspective is not necessarily a happy one, this Pisces season is going to wash out all of those emotions for you. There's going to be a lot of healing that's going to happen within the next month. And that's really what it is. Like, Pisces are going to be healing us all. So it'll be a very interesting season. So the sun goes into Pisces on Thursday the 18th. The moon in Taurus joins Mars that day. So there could be a potential for aggression in a really emotional way. Like I would say like this is like an ugly cry kind of day, like allowing yourself to ugly cry and get it all out of your system. Thursday would actually be a really good day for that, especially with the sun moving into Pisces. Friday, we have the moon shifting into Gemini, and it's going to be trining Venus square Mars. So with Venus square Mars, this is sort of like, it's so funny because this is like that battle between the feminine and the masculine energies within astrology. I don't necessarily think that there needs to be a battle between the masculine and the feminine, but with Venus squaring Mars, you might be overconfident with money. You might feel a little bit more angry when it comes to your own, like if things aren't going your way, you could have this really big pent up aggressive anger inside of you. If you feel like things aren't really going your way and you feel like things are sort of just like all over the place, Friday might be that day where you are just like intense, right? Like super, super intense, feeling that intensity. But on the other side, this could also be extremely intense desires for other people. I mean, I don't know. It's really interesting that Venus is squaring Mars the week after Valentine's Day, because I almost want to say that some people who maybe even started relationships during this time frame, they're really going to be tested this week in a big way, because Friday is going to be a really big test day for that. Friday and Saturday, actually. But yeah, you sort of like get that overconfidence, and you can overcompensate your feelings, or you can just like get in arguments with people really, really easily when Venus, it's like the masculine is kind of trying to overpower, like the wounded masculine is trying to overpower the wounded feminine in a way. All right. So, and that's within ourselves. I don't necessarily mean that in the outside world, but okay. So on Saturday, the moon is in Gemini, and it's going to be joining the North Node, trining Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter. So this is going to be like, Saturday is going to be one of those really focused and determined kind of energies. And you can probably get a lot of things accomplished next Saturday. It feels like the drive to accomplish stuff is going to be really, really high, and really, really, like try not to force it, because that can easily be forced within that energy, is having that determination to accomplish things and force stuff to happen. Really remember, and Mercury is stationing direct on Saturday. I can't wait, because I can't even talk. Like, it's ridiculous. Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is stationing direct, but we do still have 2 weeks of the post-shadow period. And that's sort of a review, because Mercury will be traversing the same path that he did when he went retrograde, right? So this is the third time that he's going from 11 degrees, and then when he gets out of the post-shadow, I think it's 25 degrees is when he gets out of the post-shadow period, before he moves into Pisces as well. So, and that'll be later down the road a little bit in a couple weeks, but yeah, so really like pay attention this last week of Mercury retrograde, because you don't want to replay, you don't want to revisit, and like doing all of the, the whole revisiting and replaying those energies might be really painful. It might not be the easiest thing for you to do. So really allow yourself to be aware and conscious of everything that's happening. I'm going to try not to trip myself again and fall on my ass. That was really, I was like, man, of course it's Mercury retrograde. Of course this is happening. I haven't hurt myself like that in a really long time. So it was not fun, but I'm good. I know everybody's going to so thank you already in advance for saying, I hope you feel better, because you guys are so wonderful. I'm sure that somebody will say it. You guys are just amazing. So I hope you have a good week, and the 20% off readings are available. That is my gift to you for this week, and I love you guys so much. Please make sure that you're taking care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.